He wasn't just a hacker, he was a phantom, a whisper in the digital wind. Kevin Mitnick, a name whispered in hushed tones in the early days of the internet, became synonymous with digital intrusion. He wasn't interested in money or power, at least not in the traditional sense. Mitnick craved information, the thrill of access, the sheer joy of outsmarting systems designed to keep him out. He was a ghost in the wires, and the digital world was his playground. Mitnick's playground wasn't some dark corner of the internet, but rather the brightly lit offices of tech giants and government agencies. He infiltrated the systems of companies like Motorola, Sun Microsystems, and even the National Security Agency, the very bastion of digital security. His tools weren't complex algorithms or malicious code, but rather the simplest and most effective weapon: social engineering. Mitnick understood that the weakest link in any security system was the human element. He could charm his way into phone calls, convince employees to reveal sensitive information, all with a disarming voice and a knack for manipulation. He could convince you to give him the keys to the kingdom without you even realizing you were holding them. He was a master manipulator, a digital puppet master, pulling the strings of the information age. Mitnick's exploits were legendary. He was said to have accessed the source code of operating systems, stolen proprietary software, and even gained control of entire telephone networks. His ability to slip past firewalls and bypass security protocols was unmatched. He was a digital Houdini, escaping from the tightest digital handcuffs with ease. One of his most audacious acts involved using social engineering to obtain the source code for Digital Equipment Corporation's operating system. He convinced an employee that he was a developer working on a critical project and needed access to the code. The employee, believing he was helping a colleague, readily provided the information. Just like that, Mitnick had his hands on the crown jewels of a tech giant. But Mitnick's greatest talent, the one that truly set him apart, was his ability to disappear. He was a master of evasion, using aliases, burner phones, and constantly shifting locations to stay one step ahead of the authorities. He was a phantom, a ghost in the machine, leaving no trace of his presence except for the chaos he left in his wake. The FBI, tasked with bringing Mitnick down, found themselves in a frustrating game of cat and mouse. They were always a step behind, chasing shadows and rumors. Mitnick, meanwhile, seemed to revel in the chase, taunting his pursuers with cryptic messages and daring hacks. He became a symbol of the vulnerabilities of the digital age, a constant reminder that no system was truly secure. The media, captivated by Mitnick's exploits, turned him into a folk hero, a digital Robin Hood battling faceless corporations and government agencies. His story resonated with a generation coming to terms with the power and potential dangers of the internet. He was both a cautionary tale and a symbol of rebellion, a reminder that even in the digital age, one person could still make a difference. But the longer Mitnick remained at large, the more desperate the FBI became. They poured resources into the case, assigning their best agents to the task force dedicated to capturing the elusive hacker. They knew that Mitnick wasn't just a nuisance but a genuine threat, capable of causing significant damage to national security and the economy. The hunt for Kevin Mitnick had become a matter of national priority.